Forget everything you think you know about animals, because these creatures break every rule of nature. One looks like a fox on stilts. Another is a neon-colored sea serpent with jaws that open sideways. And one explodes into a full-blown monster in the blink of an eye. Meet the maned wolf, the ribbon eel, and the frilled lizard, some of the strangest animals on Earth, each with a body part so bizarre it looks like it's from another planet. These aren't fantasy, they're real, and they're alive right now. You're about to witness nature at its weirdest, creatures so extraordinary you'll swear they can't be real, but they are. Join us as we uncover 15 of the strangest animals with extraordinary body parts you've never seen before. What they can do will blow your mind. Maned wolf, a ghost of the grasslands. Picture a fox on stilts, with the ears of a deer and a bark that echoes for miles. But this creature isn't a fox, a deer, or a wolf. It's a ghost of the grasslands, a living puzzle. Genetically, it's a true one-of-a-kind, the only surviving member of its ancient lineage, Crocodile, the golden dog. A living relic of evolution, it roams the vast Cerrado savanna of South America, and its strange design is shaped by this unique habitat. The first thing most people notice is its legs. Standing nearly 3 feet tall, it's the tallest wild canid on Earth. But those stilts aren't built for speed. They're periscopes, helping the maned wolf see over tall grasses to spot prey. It hunts alone, using its oversized ears to detect movement, then pouncing with surprising grace. Even stranger is its diet. The maned wolf is an omnivore, but nearly half its diet comes from a single fruit, the lobera, or wolf apple. This tomato-like berry is a favorite snack, and in return the wolf spreads its seeds across the savanna, acting as a vital seed disperser. Maned wolves lead solitary lives. Mated pairs may share territory, but rarely meet. Instead of howling, they use a deep raw bark that echoes across long distances. Their potent urine has earned them the nickname skunk wolf, and it marks their territory with unmistakable flair. But this remarkable animal is in trouble. The maned wolf is listed as near threatened, with only about 17,000 mature individuals left in the wild. Its biggest threat is the destruction of the Cerrado for farming and cattle grazing. Saving this species means saving its fragile, shrinking home. Giraffe Weevil, Madagascar's strangest builder. This is one of the strangest animals found deep in the forests of Madagascar, one you've likely never seen before. It's an insect with a brilliant red shell over a jet black body, but its most extraordinary feature is its neck, impossibly long, sometimes stretching 2 or 3 times the length of its body. This is the Giraffe Weevil, and that ridiculous neck is the key to its entire life, used for both brutal head-to-head combat and, believe it or not, delicate construction. For the male Giraffe Weevil, life is a competition. When it's time to find a mate, that long neck becomes a weapon. Picture a medieval joust on a single leaf. Males square up, swinging their necks like clubs, trying to shove rivals away from a female. These fights are a raw test of strength, with the female often watching nearby to see who comes out on top. The winner gets to pass on his genes. For the male, a longer, stronger neck means everything. But that same neck, built for brutal combat, has another much more delicate purpose. While the males are brawling, the females are the architects. After mating, a female Giraffe Weevil needs to keep her single precious egg safe. She finds the perfect leaf on their host tree and performs an incredible feat of origami. Using her much shorter neck, she carefully cuts and rolls the leaf into a tight, secure tube, a protective nursery. Once this cradle is perfect, she lays one egg inside, snips the packet from its stem, and lets it fall to the forest floor. Hidden from predators, the larva hatches with its first meal ready-made. The Giraffe Weevil is proof that the world is still packed with unbelievable creatures. Tree Kangaroo, the unexpected jungle jumper. It has the face of a bear, a pouch like a kangaroo, and spends its entire life in the trees. This is a real animal that seems to break all the rules, because it's a kangaroo that lives its life completely upside down. Deep in the rainforests of New Guinea and Australia lives the tree kangaroo. Millions of years ago, its ancestors left the trees for the ground, becoming the powerful hoppers we know today. But the tree kangaroo's branch of the family went back up into the canopy. That meant evolution had to completely redesign the classic kangaroo body. On the ground, they're slow and clumsy, but in the trees they are undisputed masters. Up close, they don't look much like kangaroos at all. Their forearms are powerful for climbing, and their feet have long curved claws with grippy rough pads. Their long tail isn't for power, it's purely for balance. This combination makes them look strikingly like a bear, a classic case of convergent evolution. They are expert leapers, capable of jumping 9 meters between trees, and can even survive a fall from nearly 60 feet unharmed. Tree kangaroos are elusive and mostly solitary, spending their days munching on leaves and fruit. A mother gives birth to a single joey, no bigger than a jelly bean, which makes a dangerous journey to the safety of her pouch. It stays there for up to 10 months, and after leaving, the young kangaroo sticks with its mom for up to 2 more years, learning to navigate its complex treetop home. Sadly, for all their incredible adaptations, their future is uncertain. Nearly all 14 species are threatened or endangered. Thankfully, conservation groups are working to protect their habitats, and researchers are now using thermal drones to study them safely. Ribbon eel, the sea's most elegant hunter. In the heart of our planet's coral reefs lives a creature straight out of myth, a living ribbon of impossible color. This animal doesn't just change its color, it changes its very identity. This is the story of the ribbon eel and its radical transformation. It lives 3 completely different lives, each in a brand new body. This isn't science fiction, it's the astonishing real-life journey of the ribbon eel. The ribbon eel's first life begins hidden in the sand of Indo-Pacific reefs. As a juvenile, it's a creature of shadow, jet black, with a single bright yellow stripe along its back. These eels are shy ambush predators, peeking from their burrows and using flared nostrils to sense passing fish and shrimp. After patiently waiting, they lunge with incredible speed. As the eel matures, its black body transforms into a vibrant electric blue. The yellow fin remains, creating a stunning contrast. The eel is now a fully developed male, growing bolder and up to a meter long. Its slender body sways in the current as it hunts. This blue dragon plays a vital role in the reef's ecosystem. Then the story takes its most bizarre turn. After living as a male, the eel begins its final, most profound transformation. The brilliant blue fades, replaced entirely by a shocking yellow. The once male has now become a fully functional female, a process called protandric hermaphroditism. But this final stage is tragically short. After laying her eggs, the female ribbon eel typically dies within a month. This is why spotting a yellow female is an incredibly rare and special moment. Frilled Lizard, the real-life mini dinosaur. It's a living relic, a creature that uses surprise to transform from a camouflaged lizard into a terrifying monster in the blink of an eye. This is the frilled lizard, sometimes called the frilled dragon. Its iconic display even inspired the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park. Native to northern Australia and southern New Guinea, the frilled lizard is a master of camouflage. Its mottled gray-brown skin helps it vanish against the bark of eucalyptus trees, where it spends most of its life. As an arboreal species, it's rarely seen on the ground, and spotting one is incredibly difficult. These lizards are ambush predators, patient and still waiting for unlucky insects to wander too close. Out here, the heat is relentless, and every rustle in the leaves plays tricks on your eyes. We have to move slowly and quietly. These lizards have excellent eyesight. The frilled lizard, Chlamydosaurus kingi, is the only member of its genus, a unique branch on the evolutionary tree. To survive predators like birds of prey and snakes, it has evolved one of the most dramatic defense systems in the animal kingdom. Its first move, run, fast and upright, on its hind legs, in a bizarre dinosaur-like sprint. But when cornered, the real show begins. In a flash, its mouth gapes open, revealing a brightly colored lining, and a massive circular frill snaps open like a scaly umbrella. Paired with a loud, aggressive hiss, this sudden burst of color and sound creates an unforgettable display of intimidation. But here's the twist: it's all a bluff. The frilled lizard isn't aggressive and prefers to flee. The entire performance is a gamble. Long-Wattled Umbrellabird, the bird with a built-in microphone. Deep in the cloud forests of Colombia and Ecuador lives a creature that defies belief. It's a bird that looks like a mashup of a crow and a punk rocker, with its own built-in umbrella and a feathered necktie that can hang longer than its entire body. A phantom of the forest canopy, it's rarely seen, and even more rarely understood. First, that name. The umbrellabird gets it from the incredible crest of feathers on its head. It's a dense canopy the male can fan forward to completely cover his bill, like a perfectly formed umbrella. But it's not for keeping rain out. It's a signal, a statement piece in a high-stakes fashion show where the audience is extremely selective. The bigger the crest, the better the chances. And as strange as the crest is, it's nothing compared to what hangs from the male's chest. This is the wattle, a long feathered tube that can grow up to 14 inches, often longer than the bird's own body. Covered in glossy feathers, the wattle isn't just for show, it's inflatable, acting like an organic amplifier that produces one of the most alien sounds in the rainforest. Why the elaborate getup? It's all about attracting a mate. Males gather at special display spots called leks. There, each male fans out his crest, inflates his wattle until it looks like a feathery pine cone, and releases a call, a deep, booming, foghorn-like sound that can travel nearly a mile. Females visit these leks and judge the males on their looks and the power of their call. Only the most impressive are chosen. When it's not showtime, the umbrellabird plays a vital role in the ecosystem. It primarily eats fruit, and by swallowing and later regurgitating seeds, it acts as a crucial seed disperser, literally planting the future of the forest. Glaucus Atlanticus, the blue dragon of the sea. What if I told you dragons were real? Not fire-breathing giants, but tiny, beautiful creatures drifting across the open ocean, carrying a deadly secret. This animal seems like a myth, but its reality is far stranger. Meet the Glaucus Atlanticus, better known as the blue dragon. It's barely an inch long and floats upside down on the ocean surface, using an air bubble trapped in its stomach. Its coloring is a survival trick called countershading. Its blue belly faces the sky, hiding it from birds, while its silvery back faces the depths, hiding it from fish. But this delicate sea slug is a hunter, preying on some of the ocean's most dangerous creatures. The venomous Portuguese man-o'-war. Its tentacles deliver an agonizing sting, but the blue dragon is completely immune. It doesn't just survive an encounter, it seeks them out to steal their weapons. The dragon latches onto the man-o'-war's tentacles and eats them. As it digests, it separates the most potent stinging cells, then moves them untouched to the tips of its feather-like fingers. It literally turns its own body into a living, stolen armory. The blue dragon doesn't just store the venom, it concentrates it, making its sting even more powerful than the man-o'-war's. For humans, a sting is intensely painful, a shocking reminder that in nature, looks can deceive. Blue dragons are hermaphrodites, and after mating, they lay long egg strings on the floating remains of their prey. Their lifespan is short, maybe up to a year, but it's a spectacular life, spent hunting giants. The blue dragon proves evolution's weird side, floating upside down, stealing venom, and hiding danger behind beauty. Proboscis Monkey, the jungle big-nosed wonder. In the mangrove swamps and riverbanks of Borneo lives a monkey so strange, it's impossible to ignore. With an extraordinary body, including an oversized, drooping nose, a potbelly, and webbed feet, the proboscis monkey looks like something out of a cartoon. But every odd feature on this primate has a purpose, no matter how ridiculous it may seem at first glance. The most famous trait, of course, is the massive nose, especially on adult males. These fleshy, pendulum-like noses can hang down past their mouths. But they aren't just for show. Scientists believe the nose acts as a resonating chamber, amplifying the monkey's calls through the jungle to impress females and intimidate rivals. The bigger the nose, the louder the call, and the better the chance of attracting a mate. The potbelly is another standout feature. Proboscis monkeys have a multi-chambered stomach, similar to a cow's, designed to digest tough leaves, seeds, and unripe fruit. Their gut is full of special bacteria that ferment the food, but this also means they produce a lot of gas. That round belly is partly the result of this constant fermentation process. They're also surprisingly good swimmers. With webbed toes and fingers, proboscis monkeys are among the best swimmers of all primates. They regularly leap from trees into rivers, diving to escape predators like clouded leopards or crocodiles. Their habitat along Borneo's rivers makes these adaptations essential. But like many rainforest animals, the Proboscis monkey is in trouble. It is now listed as endangered, with fewer than 7,000 left in the wild. Sarcastic Fringehead, the fish that battles with kisses. Off the coast of California lives a fish with a major attitude problem. It's so aggressive it attacks almost anything, and it settles fights in the most bizarre way imaginable by kissing its rivals into submission. The Sarcastic Fringehead might sound like an indie band, but its name is no joke. Fringehead refers to the floppy, fringe-like tissues above its eyes. The word sarcastic comes from a Greek root, meaning to tear flesh, perfectly matching its violent personality. This small fish grows up to a foot long and makes its home on the Pacific seafloor. It's not picky, an old shell, rock crevice, or even a beer can will do. But make no mistake, it will defend that home to the death. For the Fringehead, life is a constant battle for real estate. A good shelter means survival, and a shot at mating, which makes male competition fierce. This fearless little fish charges intruders without hesitation, regardless of size. Even divers have been confronted, but its ultimate weapon isn't sharp fins or venom. It's a massive, expandable mouth that can flare open to several times the width of its head. When that mouth gapes, it's a full-blown declaration of war. During face-offs, two Fringeheads flare their giant jaws, showing off bright colors and sharp teeth, basically yelling, "I'm bigger and badder than you." If neither backs down, things get physical. They lunge, pressing mouths together in a violent, jaw-to-jaw battle. It might look like a weird kiss, but it's a brutal contest of size and strength. The fish with the bigger mouth almost always wins, leaving the loser to search for a new home. Indian purple frog. The frog that lives underground. In the western Ghats of India lives a creature so rare and bizarre, most people don't even know it exists. Meet the Indian purple frog, a species that looks like it came straight out of a cartoon. With its bloated body, pointy snout, and deep violet skin, it's like no frog you've ever seen. But what makes this animal truly strange isn't just how it looks, it's how it lives almost entirely underground. For most of the year, this frog vanishes beneath the soil, surfacing for only a few days during the monsoon to mate. That's right, it spends up to 11 months hidden, making it one of the most elusive amphibians on Earth. Its odd shape isn't just for show. That round, swollen body helps it move like a mole through the soil. Its strong, stubby legs are made for digging, not jumping. And while most frogs croak loudly, the Indian purple frog lets out a deep chicken-like call that echoes during heavy rain. It's been around for over 120 million years, surviving alongside dinosaurs, and it's the only surviving member of its ancient frog family. But despite its age, it was only officially discovered in 2003, hiding in plain sight for millions of years. Unfortunately, this ancient survivor is now in danger. Its forest home is shrinking due to deforestation, agriculture, and human expansion. Because it lives underground, it's often missed by conservation efforts. And yet, its role in the ecosystem, eating underground insects like termites, is crucial. The Indian purple frog is a living fossil, a biological mystery, and a reminder that the strangest creatures are often the ones we know the least about. Thorny Devil, the walking cactus. Let us introduce you to the Thorny Devil, a spiky, slow-moving reptile that looks more like a tiny dragon than a lizard. Found in the blazing deserts of Australia, this strange creature is covered head to toe in sharp, armor-like spikes, giving it a fierce look. But despite its fearsome appearance, the Thorny Devil is completely harmless. It survives by eating nothing but ants, thousands of them a day. And when it feels threatened, it has a clever trick up its scaly sleeve, a fake second head on the back of its neck. It tucks its real head down, fooling predators into attacking the wrong end. But here's where things get even weirder. The Thorny Devil drinks with its skin. Its body is covered in tiny grooves that can pull moisture from any surface, morning dew, raindrops, even wet sand. This water is channeled straight to its mouth without it ever needing to open it. It's one of the only animals on Earth with this bizarre superpower. Add to that its camouflage colors, which shift with light and temperature, and you've got a creature that's practically invisible in its harsh desert home. Though it's just a few inches long, this slow-moving survivor can live for over 20 years, navigating the extreme heat with its thorny armor and low-energy lifestyle. But threats are creeping in. Climate change, off-road vehicles, and invasive species are slowly chipping away at its habitat. The Thorny Devil isn't just another lizard, it's a desert legend, a natural marvel, and living proof that evolution has a wild imagination. Mata Mata Turtle, the leaf-like hunter. In the murky backwaters of the Amazon, the riverbed looks like a carpet of decaying leaves. This is the story of a predator that pretends to be a pile of rotting leaves. This master of disguise is the Mata Mata turtle. Its head is huge, triangular, and shockingly flat, covered in fleshy flaps of skin. Its shell isn't smooth, but a rugged, knobby landscape of pyramid-like spikes, perfect for collecting algae and completing the illusion. Its neck is incredibly long, longer than its spine, and its face is even stranger. A wide, permanent grin and a tube-like snout let it breathe like a snorkel, without ever moving. Every bizarre feature has one purpose: camouflage. This isn't just hiding, it's becoming the environment. By mimicking dead plants, the Mata Mata becomes an invisible living trap. Its skin flaps are packed with sensitive nerves that detect the slightest vibration. It barely sees, but it doesn't need to. It feels the water, waiting completely still. When a fish drifts too close, the attack is unlike anything else. The Mata Mata doesn't bite. It lunges forward and opens its massive mouth, creating a vacuum that sucks the prey in whole. The water is expelled, and the fish is swallowed in one gulp. It's a perfect ambush, refined by millions of years. A solitary wanderer, the Mata Mata spends its life crawling through the muddy bottoms of South American rivers, interacting with little except prey, and a mate briefly, during breeding season. The female lays her eggs and leaves, and the hatchlings must survive on their own. Lowland streaked Tenrec, the quill-tapping communicator. In the rainforests of Madagascar lives a creature that looks like a mix between a hedgehog, a shrew, and a tiny porcupine, dressed in punk rock stripes. This is the Lowland streaked Tenrec, a small mammal with one of the strangest toolkits in the animal kingdom. Covered in black and yellow quills, it uses its spines not just for defense, but for something truly rare in mammals: sound-based communication. This Tenrec's most eye-catching feature is its vibrating quill system. Along its back are specialized spines that it can rub together, a behavior called stridulation, to produce high-pitched clicking sounds. It uses these sounds to communicate with family members in dense undergrowth, where sight and scent don't travel well. This makes it one of the only mammals known to use stridulation, a trick more commonly seen in insects like crickets. Despite its fierce appearance, the Lowland streaked Tenrec is insectivorous, feeding mostly on earthworms and small invertebrates. It uses its long snout to probe soft soil, and its claws to dig through leaf litter in search of prey. When threatened, it raises its sharp, barbed quills and, if necessary, drives them into predators, especially around its neck and shoulders. What makes this Tenrec even more fascinating is its evolutionary lineage. Though it looks like a mashup of familiar animals, it's not related to hedgehogs or rodents. Tenrecs are endemic to Madagascar and share closer ancestry with elephants, sea cows, and aardvarks than with any small mammal you'd expect. As one of nature's smallest oddballs, the Lowland streaked Tenrec proves that size doesn't limit strangeness. Indian Gharial, prehistoric survivor of the rivers. It has a snout so thin it looks like a blade, lined with over 100 needle-sharp teeth. It's one of the largest crocodilians on Earth, yet its legs are too weak to lift its own body. Adult males grow a fleshy, pot-shaped growth on their nose. This creature walked the Earth long before humans ever did. Deep in the rivers of India and Nepal lives the Gharial. It might look like a monster, but every bizarre feature is a masterclass in survival, perfected over millions of years. First, that impossibly extraordinary long snout. It's not for crushing bone like other crocs, it's a precision tool built for catching fish. Its streamlined shape slices through water with almost no resistance, letting the gharial whip its head sideways in an instant. The 110 interlocking teeth form a perfect, inescapable trap, but while it's graceful in the water, it's almost helpless on land. Its leg muscles are so weak it can only belly slide, making it one of the most aquatic crocodilians on Earth. As if the snout wasn't odd enough, mature males develop a gara, a fleshy pot on the tip of the nose, named after a traditional Indian pot. For years, its purpose was a puzzle. We now know it's a mating multi-tool. It visually signals health and maturity to females and acts as a vocal amplifier, creating a loud buzz to attract mates from afar. He even uses it to blow streams of bubbles during courtship. This prehistoric survivor, whose lineage split from other crocs over 40 million years ago, now faces its greatest threat, humans. Saiga Antelope, the nomad of the Eurasian steppe. Deep in Central Asia lives a creature that survived the last ice age, an animal with a face straight out of a sci-fi movie. It has the body of a deer and a bizarre drooping nose that hangs over its mouth. This isn't science fiction. This is the Saiga Antelope. And that strange nose is the secret to its incredible survival. The Saiga's home, the Eurasian steppe, is a land of brutal extremes, scorching summers and freezing winters. To survive, it evolved a high-tech nose that functions as a two-in-one survival tool. In summer, its large nasal passages filter out dust and cool its blood. In winter, it does the opposite, warming the frigid air before it reaches the lungs. It's like a built-in air conditioner and heater. But its nose isn't the only marvel. The Saiga is a nomad, traveling in massive herds across the steppe in search of fresh grass. And when danger strikes, it runs fast. A Saiga can reach speeds up to 50 miles per hour, outrunning most predators. Despite its superpowers, the Saiga nearly vanished. Just a few decades ago, poaching and habitat loss wiped out 95% of the species, bringing it to the brink of extinction. But this isn't a story of defeat, it's a story of survival. Thanks to tireless conservation efforts, especially in Kazakhstan, the Saiga has staged a miraculous comeback. From just 21,000 individuals in 2003 to over 4.1 million today, its status has improved from critically endangered to near threatened. The Saiga is proof that nature's designs are both strange and brilliant. If you're fascinated by incredible animal survivors, hit that subscribe button. We've got more wild wonders coming your way.